Hey dragons, I'm so excited. I am doing an unboxing video today because my BoneBox finally got here. I'm so pumped. Huge shout out to the young lady in 4th grade who asked me to do an unboxing video, and a huge shout out to author David Bedrecki for inspiring this purchase. Thank you so much for telling me where to find a BoneBox. This is the best day ever. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up and tell you what I've got. I'm so pumped. Okay, so the first thing I've got is, of course, the little reminder to share on social media, as always. Thank you for subscribing to your BoneBox. Yay. So cute. Love it. Okay, I'm taking the paper off. So this is how it's packaged. Love how recyclable all this is. Love that it's cardboard, which is easily recyclable, and the paper packing instead of air bubbles, all recyclable. Gotta love that. Let's take it apart and see what we've got in here. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is so exciting. Okay. So the first thing I've got are some chicken ossicles. I have no idea what bone that is. I'm going to have to look that up. Editing Miss B, if you'll insert that information here, so excited to find out. Okay, this is future Miss B telling you about the ossicles. I am totally fascinated by these tiny little bones. As you can see, they are real small and circular. And to me, when I first saw them, I thought they looked like an eye, but you don't really have an eye bone. You just have your skull and eye sockets in the skull. So I thought surely it can't be an eye bone. It must belong somewhere else. So I did some research, and it turns out that chickens do have an eye bone. They have 14 to 17 of these ossicles encircling their eyes, which is totally fascinating, and I am just completely weirded out by the whole thing. I love it. So now I have some chicken eye bones. And I thought this was really interesting too. Something I noticed on one of the cards that I didn't when I was first unboxing is that the way they clean these bones is that first they put the bones in with a box of beetles, a species called dermestid beetles. I have no idea if I'm saying that right or not. I'll have to do some research. Voiceover Miss B here to let you know that I've done some research, and people say it all kinds of different ways. There's no consensus. Some people say dermestid, some people say dermstid. It's unclear. But they've got to be, because they're beetles, some kind of decomposer. So they eat all the dead flesh off that bone. Then they chemically sterilize them, which I think is really great. And it kind of fits with the theme of the recycling that we were talking about earlier. It's a really great way to make sure that there is no waste from this bone sterilization process. So cool. And the second thing we've got is in bubble wrap, so it must be very fragile, knowing how recycling conscious they were in the rest of their packaging. So let's go ahead and get that out. How exciting is this? I can already tell it's in a little box for safety, and it's got, oh my gosh, so much information. So here's the bone. Let me show you. It is a hamster skull, which is thrilling. It's so tiny, my goodness, I love it. And it's got a card in there to tell you a little bit more about it. Very exciting, and it's got the mandibles even in the right spot. So cool. And then the card gives you a little more information. There are over 20 species of hamster, 5 of which are common as pets. Physically, they are stout-bodied with elongated cheek pouches extending to their shoulders, which they use to carry food back to their burrows, as well as a short tail and fur-covered feet. They are very flexible, but their bones are somewhat fragile. They have large upper and lower incisors that grow continuously throughout life, so they must regularly be worn down. They use chemical cues to communicate messages by scent, So cool. Little tiny spies. I love it. Okay. So I thought we might look a little bit closer at this. I'm not going to take it out of the Ziploc because I really don't want to drop it and break it. But I thought we might look a little more closely at this bone. Okay, I don't know why I felt like holding it up to the camera was going to be a good enough view, and I did end up taking it out of the bag. So I'm just going to be really anxious the whole time I'm shooting this video, but it's going to be worth it because how cool is this tiny skull? It is so little. Look at this. This is my finger next to the skull. Y'all, that's not even photoshopped. That's wild. If I were going to Photoshop it, I'd make my nails look much nicer. But I do want you to see a couple of things. First of all, when I was talking about the ossicles in the chicken and that bone around the eye, you can see how on an animal like a hamster, there is no ossicle. There's nothing around that eye socket. This is the eye socket here, and there's nothing around it. The eye just goes in there. And then also the incisors that we were talking about that are continuously growing, that's these little teeth at the very front of its jaw. These little pointy teeth here and also there are the incisors. So that's why they're constantly chewing on things, is they've got to keep those teeth from growing too long and keeping them from even being able to close their mouths. It is wild. I love this tiny bone. I love that it's all still intact, and I cannot wait to display it. Well, this was great. This was so much fun to unbox with you guys. I can't wait to share some more with you when next month's box comes in. Very exciting. Thank you so much for coming along for this adventure. I love you guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye.